Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1970s.
Remember what I've always told you. The wages of sin is gonorrhea, syphilis, and death.
This is episode 250, recorded September 10th, 2025.
Gruesome Magazine.
How you doing? I am your host, Doc Rodden, and this podcast about horror films released between 1970 and 1979. Each episode, my co-host and I will tackle another classic or not-so-classic film from this wondrous, groovy, gory, and influential decade. And this being the 250th episode,
woohoo!
We're not talking about one movie. We're not talking about two movies. No, we're talking about 16. 40. Why'd I get 16? Don't do math.
No idea.
It's 10 years, not 4 years. Dummy. All right.
So this is going to be a short episode, huh?
I know. It's going to be, yeah. So we're going to talk about, each of us has picked our favorite for the year. We'll get more on that here in a second. But first, let me introduce the rest of the crew and get the heck off the screen. First up is Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how are you doing, sir?
I am not having a good day, so I'm ready for an attitude adjustment.
This day is weird. This day was weird.
Oh, I can't. If I started telling you all the things that went wrong today that caused me problems,
that would be the podcast. Yep. Yeah. All right. Also joining us is Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, and all-around nice guy, and published author and cat lover.
Thank you. Yes, all those things.
Tell us about the two books that you were
well, of course, Rom, you've heard about it. Now you need to buy it and read it. And Demons versus Lawyers from Falstaff Books, and Falstaff Books has a lot of good stuff. And this is an anthology, Vampire Hunters, an incomplete record of personal accounts. It's short stories, so it's an anthology, short stories, vampire hunters throughout history, where we just have journals and little scraps of paper and whatever things written about it. So I love historical horror. That's a pretty cool genre.
What's the title of your chapter?
It's called The White Hunger.
Keep going.
Vampires during the building of the Trans-Siberian Railroad.
Ooh. Oh wow, that's an interesting pick. Was it assigned to you, or did you pick it?
No, just started thinking when would be a really bad time for vampires to show up, and it's like when it's freaking cold outside.
That'll do it. All right. Also joining us, he's probably asleep by now, is Chad Hunt. Come on over here, Chad. Chad Hunt. He is a comic book artist, a writer, director himself, and producer, and he's on like every single podcast we ever do. So how you doing, Chad?
I feel 250 episodes older than I was yesterday.
It's been a few years, right?
Yeah.
Where am I going? There I go. Come back here. All right. This is the weird episode where everything goes awry. But hey, join us because this is going to be a fun trip. As I said it again, we are, before we do that, Jeff, do you want to talk about Play Now Media?
Sure. We are partnering with Play Now Media, a company that has like a bajillion, and this is not an exaggeration, a bajillion streaming apps for subgenres and stuff. So anyway, we are on Decades of Horror of the 1970s, are on the classic sci-fi movie channel, the classic horror movie channel, and the Wicked Horror TV channel. And just for your benefit, we have a promo code, DOH70, DOH all caps 70, and you can get 20% off your first payment. Now, the monthly plan is $7.99 a month, so you would get $1.60 off your first month. But if you signed up for an annual plan, which is $60, you would get $12 off, which is a pretty good deal, $48 for a year. You have to be a first-time subscriber, and you have to subscribe through their website. Once you do that, then you can download apps to wherever it is you're watching it, whether it's Roku or Prime, Fire Sticks, Apple TV, whatever it is. So do that. They got a lot of great stuff, and a lot of the movies that we have done are are on there.
That's right. Some
You
of
know,
them
we
we
just-
actually had to watch on there to get it.
Yeah. Well, I just looked. We just picked. This is translating. I'm transferring over to another one. On Classic Hero, our next episode will be The Angry Red Planet, which is on the Classic Horror Movie Channel and the Classic Sci-Fi Movie Channel, as well as some more traditional streamings. But yeah, still a lot of good stuff there.
Angry Red Planet. All right. Thank you, Jeff. All right. Real quick, we're going to talk about what we're getting ready to do, and then we have a really fun Chad Hunt surprise for you following that up. We are doing our favorites, each one of us picking one from each year from 1970 to 1979. Now, we chose not to pick what Jeff has termed the greats, and he's not wrong.
Oh, that's Bill. Bill's
Bill did this.
image guy. Yeah.
I was trying to throw Jeff under the bus.
There you go.
I didn't want credit where I didn't do it.
I mean,
blame me if you want for whatever.
I just thought these were films that everyone would want to do them. It's hard to imagine someone not saying Jaws was the best horror movie of its year, Alien. You could argue, you're like, oh no, I want Vampire Men of the Lost Planet, but it's like, no, dude, come on. It was obviously The Exorcist.
And we could
we just took these off. There's nothing we wanted to give some love to the also rans.
Right. And this could, this list could also be doubled easily.
Oh, easily.
But yeah, so we're not picking the top, the most popular, the highest grossing, or anything like that. We're just picking a favorite. Each of them are picking a favorite.
I do have a little bit of information on the podcast.
Sure, go ahead.
Your first episode was The Incredible Melting Man, which went live on February 14th. The Incredible Melting Man, just for you on Valentine's Day in 2014.
Wow.
Yes. And my first episode was episode 42, was Carrie. So
that's another one that could easily have been on the list.
It could very easily have been.
Yeah. The list not to pick. And
11 years and 250 episodes later. Wow.
And of course, it's all started with Santos and I on a different podcast, sitting down and talking 2 episodes. Each episode had 5 years each, and we went deep into why we liked a particular film that year, and recommend checking those out. They got transferred into episodes of Decades Horror 70s later on, and
they are
audio only, right?
Yeah, 160 and 161. No, there are video you added.
Oh, that's right. I converted them to video, didn't I?
You converted them to video and added posters and shots to it and stuff.
Yeah, you did a lot of work. Take credit.
I don't remember a thing of it. But anyway,
it was one of those years. It was one of those years.
Yeah.
But before we get into each of our picks, what do we do with Chad, Jeff?
Well, we usually do this thing.
Don't throw me away.
That we call Taglines with Chad. As played by Chad his own self. And what I did, so you can blame me for this one, I just did a search. I just Googled top taglines of 1970s horror movies. So we put a few of these together for Chad just to see. I've got them labeled, but maybe, I don't know, I guess that's too late to change that and try to guess what they're from, but okay.
You want me to do that? Read the tagline and you guess where they're from?
As long as nobody else looks at the taglines.
Okay.
Oh, I've already looked at them. So go ahead. But I've already forgotten half of what to say. Go ahead. Go.
All right. Taglines for the 1970s. America's abominable snowman breeds with anything. Hide your furniture.
Anything.
That could have been, what was that? That was that extra on, was it God Monster? Or was that on? It was on one of those really bad movies. Shriek of the Mutilated. Capture
a Bigfoot?
No, a Bigfoot. Not this movie, but there was a Bigfoot that attacked and raped somebody on the extras on some DVD. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Harsh. But it was Bigfoot, right?
That was 1971's Bigfoot.
Wow.
Okay. Next, this gang thought it was tough till it found a new type of hell. The Bride of Satan.
I don't know what that one is.
Bill mentions this movie frequently.
Really?
Maybe
Oh,
not frequently.
Psychomania?
Close.
Good guess. Shall I give you the answer?
Yeah, I guess so.
Werewolves on Wheels from
Oh,
1971.
geez. Yes.
Mm.
All right, next up, Today the Pond, Tomorrow the World.
I know that one.
Well,
That's an easy one.
I was going to say frogs, but
I'd
like
say
I'm-
frogs too.
It's
Yeah.
from
Okay.
1972. Next up, The Most Dangerous Jaws on Land.
I know
Oh,
that one.
yeah.
I'll let anybody else pick it.
One of our
Grizzly.
favorite directors.
Yeah.
Dave's
1976 is Grizzly.
really.
All right. Schizophrenia, when the left hand doesn't know who the right hand is killing.
I think did you say the title before you started?
Nope.
No, okay.
Schizo?
Schizo, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
1976.
Well,
Christened in blood, raised in sin. She's sweet 16. Let the party begin. Kitties?
Carrie.
Oh, I know. I can see the poster for this, but I can't remember. The
Oh,
name.
it's not Carrie then. Okay.
No, it's not Carrie.
That's just really a nasty. Raised
Yeah.
in sin, and she's only 16. So
Ruby from 1970.
Ruby.
Don't take your love to town.
Ruby.
Not if you're 16.
All right. From 1977. The only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of this film are the first 92.
My favorite movie, Suspiria.
Suspiria, yeah. Next up from 78. You'll never close your eyes again.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Very good, Doc.
Very good.
Hello.
Wow.
All right.
I won.
You get turtle wax.
Now for the bonus speed round. From 1972. To avoid fainting, keep repeating, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie.
That's a famous one.
Last House on the Left was the first to use it, but not the last.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. From 1975, You'll Never Go in the Water Again.
Jaws. That was
Jaws.
Jaws.
Jaws, spelled J-W-A-S. Jaws.
Jaws. Jaws.
Okay.
these are the famous ones. Yeah.
Here's an easy one from 78. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dawn of the D.
Dawn of the D.
Dawn of the D.
Yeah.
Known as Zombie in Italy.
Yeah. From 1979, In Space, No One Can Hear You Scream.
Alien.
Yes, sir.
Oh, if you're not watching Alien Earth on Hulu, you're missing out. That's your
Okay.
Oh, my God, yes.
All right. All right.
I'm waiting to binge it.
Yeah, I like to binge.
I think this week's the last episode as we're recording it. So
I like
Okay,
TV
there
show,
we go.
miniseries the way I like my heroin. I like to binge.
I have a hard enough time. We watched a series with my wife, and like if I have to go a week to watch the next one, I don't remember what the hell's going on.
I'll forget all the stuff like, what are these aliens again? Whose side are they on?
And that's been Taglines with Chad.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
Ba-doom. All right, let's get into it. We are going to start with 1970, of
That
course.
makes sense.
And we will go starting with Chad. We'll go Chad, Jeff, Bill, and me. Chad, which was your pick?
Yeah. I picked Equinox. And we've talked about Equinox quite a bit. We've done 2 shows on it, I think, and had some guests on who did some behind the scenes or know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff on it. And I had never, this is one of those I had never seen before we did the podcast. And that, to me, that's one of the main reasons I love doing the podcast, is because I watch things that I probably never would have watched before. And this is one of them. The story reminds me a lot of a Sam Raimi Evil Dead movie with the magical book or whatever, and the stop motion stuff, and just to find out all the weird little tricks and things they did to make characters stand out or more in the foreground than they really were, or the one giant guy. I think he was walked on a picnic table while the other guys were far behind him to make it look like he was twice their size or 3 times their size. Just some ingenious stuff in there, and it's sort of an inspiring movie to new filmmakers and people, and low budget filmmakers about how to get things done, just with no budget hardly, and make it look good. So this is my pick for 1970s, and I'm standing by it.
Yeah, very well should. Oh, Jeff, you're up next.
So I thought about Equinox. I really did. I kind of thought Bill would pick it, but cool.
I think Bill did. But
Bill
I think he did.
I also thought about Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Count Yorga,
Yes,
Mark of the Devil.
Yes.
And just for Chad, I almost picked Mumsy, Nanny, Sonny, and but instead I went with The Vampire Doll, which was the first of this Japanese trilogy.
Rather watch Reptilicus over and over again.
Oh no! Stop.
Lake of Dracula and Evil of Dracula were the following. And Michio Yamamoto was the director, and I don't know, something about those just really captured me. I love the look and the style of them, and the I don't know. And we did this on episode 105.
Wow, 105.
That's still one of my favorite posters of all time. I love that poster.
Seems like yesterday.
Oh, it is.
There's a whole series of posters that guy did that are great. They're just fantastic.
Yeah. And Bill, sir, what was your pick?
Equinox, but since Chad already had his talons deep into it.
Yeah, so let me explain real quick. I'm going to jump in. We made an effort not to pick more, the same movie twice. So when it came to somebody picking the same, one would volunteer to pick something else. Yeah,
I didn't volunteer to give it up.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Just slap me around and said, pick something else. So in a bit of pique, I picked an Al Adamson movie, Horror of the Blood Monsters. Now, here's the thing. Al Adamson was a terrible filmmaker. He seemed like a nice enough guy, came to an unfortunate end. But he made a lot of movies. They're almost all bad, but they are compellingly watching. They're worth watching. Dracula versus Frankenstein being one of his more famous ones. But this one I unreservedly love. He took a Filipino movie that looks like a Filipino version of 1 Million Years BC, where they're on a planet and there's lobster men and Batmen and vampire men, and this hero is fighting them, and it's all really, really good. Really well made. And then he made some typical Al Adamson crap to go around it. Got some good actors, folks down on their luck, like, John Carradine and everyone. And they actually have a really good opening sequence with vampires shot by some pretty famous cinematographers, and has the narration of Brother Theodore, which is just the best. It's absolutely, that is worth the whole price of admission right there.
You can never have enough of Brother Theodore.
So vampires are attacking the world, so they send a spaceship to the origin of the planet of vampires for reasons. And then they get there, and then we go into our Filipino movie. The problem is that was in black and white. And this movie, the other stuff they shot was in color. So they solved this by talking about the strange chromatic radiation of this planet. And when they go there, they just put filters, like a yellow filter or a red filter or a blue filter. And so we watch our black and white Filipino movie with a monocolor filter on top. It's really stupid. I love this movie. It's a great poster, and it's just pure fun. And I will inflict this on you at some point. and you'll
I'm saying
you will
it's a movie
bow
done.
before the greatness that is Horror of the Blood Monsters, aka Vampire Men of the Lost Planet, aka a whole bunch of other titles. Adamson would just retitle his movies and release them, and you could, you probably end up seeing Blood of Ghastly Horror 5 or 6 times before you shot yourself. So
Yeah, yeah, the crazy story of Al Adamson. Yeah.
oh yeah, there's a documentary out. Like I said, it's an unfortunate, sad ending.
For my pick, I picked something different than I picked last time. Way back in, I guess it was not 1900, 2013. My brain is just off on like a crazy choo-choo. I had picked Vampire Lovers then, and today I picked, well, it's the film remaining if you're looking at the pictures, Beneath the Planet of the Apes. As everybody here knows, I am a huge Planet of the Apes fan. There is a better film, but I had something different I wanted to pick that year, so I went with Beneath the Planet of the Apes because it's the end of the world, baby. It is, and it just continues the storyline from before. I think the one thing that zings it for me is the lack of Roddy McDowall, right? Because this is the one he couldn't do, and they have a stand-in for him. But the character's not in it as much as the previous one or the next one, where Roddy McDowall actually was a part of it. But yeah, it's an equally well done. The budget's a little lax because, well, that's what happened in those days. The next film would get less money, and the next one would get less money. Not too many films got so many sequels as Beneath the Planet of the Apes, unless you were James Bond, right?
It's a fun one. We did that in 147.
Well, very few movies get a third entry when the second entry destroys the world. At the end. I mean,
and when they do the next one,
chutzpah.
Yeah, they figure it out. Smart Hollywood, man. Somebody figured it out. All right, let's move on to 1971. And Chad, you're up again. Which of these wonderful films did you pick?
I picked Bava's A Bay of Blood. And I picked this one because it's sort of the proto slasher film of
very much so,
of the 80s. I mean, this plays like Friday the 13th film right out of the gate, and it's so I enjoyed it very much. I'm a fan of Friday the 13th franchise, and this played just like it, and it had the suspense. It had the pinkish blood that that they had back in the day there. But I really like it because of that, and this is another one that I never saw before the podcast.
Oh wow!
Being on the podcast, and so these type of movies and some of the giallos that we've done have really given me a new, appreciation for the slasher film and the giallo films and stuff like that. So Bay of Blood, I really did like that one a lot, just for that proto slasher vibe it was given.
Yeah, and the inventive kills.
Yeah,
was a big part of it, and even the POV camera from time to time, right?
Yeah,
like Friday the 13th. Yeah,
like Jason. Yeah.
And the beginning of Halloween.
To
a sort. All right, great pick, Jeff. You're up next. Which one of these is yours, sir?
Mine is Let's Scare Jessica to Death,
Woo-hoo.
Which you probably have guessed. Directed by John D. Hancock, one of the many actresses I've fallen in love with, Zora Lampert, and I just love the atmospheric hinge of this, I guess. And we've done this multiple times. We did an episode. I found out, as I went through these, I think 3 of these were in like the first 4 movies I ever did with decade before that. It must have really stuck with me. This one we did episode 45, and then we redid it on episode 192 when we had the director John D. Hancock on. So I love it. I love it. This weird spin-off of, is it a hallucination? Is it not? Is it? It was. I thought it was great. So atmospheric.
Up next is Bill. Bill, which of the remaining two is your choice?
I could blame Chad for yanking a Bava movie, for just snatching one more movie away from me. But I was very strongly considering Bay of Blood, but I decided to go with another great one, The Abominable Dr. Fives.
Yes.
We've got Vincent Price. We have just style up the yin yang.
Mm-hmm.
It's creative kills. I mean, kids say, I love the Saw movies, like Saw, Hawk Patui. Watch a Dr. Fives film. He's an anti-hero, heroic villain. I don't know where he stands on the scales. You know, just lots of panache. Lots of panache. He could kill you. He could kill you the ordinary way. Dr. Fives just walks up and pops you in the back of the head with a pistol. But no, he's not going to do that. He's like death in a Final Destination movie. He's got all kind. Just when you think you figured out the rules, he changes the game. It's insane. Now, I actually saw Dr. Fives Rises Again first, which is a confusing way to go about this, but I fell in love with the character, and it took a while before I was able to actually see the original Dr. Fives. And for a long time, I preferred the sequel, and that's just nostalgia talking. The first one's better. Good production values, lots of bang for the buck. Vincent Price is awesome. Everyone in this movie is just having a great old time. It's a lot of fun. Still
also, it had a lot of black comedy in it. I mean,
it's funny as crap.
Big time, yeah.
Slapped up against all the Art Deco.
Way ahead of its time.
Yeah. There should have been more. There should have been more films.
Yep.
All right. Well, my pick is the remaining one, which is Godzilla versus Hedorah, or the Smog Monster, whichever one you remember best. My previous one, Bill, was Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Is the one I picked back back when we did it for 71, and now I'm picking Godzilla vs. Hedorah, and this one's a nostalgic pick for me, because I saw it back in the day when it was playing on TV, one of those Godzilla weeks, and it just blew me away with the monster. It has a couple different shapes, and it has this wacky there's a wacky 70s vibe to the film outside of the monsters. Don't they even have like the changing colors, right?
Mm-hmm. Psychedelic,
and so this movie always, and because of it, Hedorah has always remained even my favorite Godzilla villain, right? Or anti-monster, or whatever, the regular monster opposing Godzilla. Now there's others that I like as well, but Hedorah has that special spot because of this movie. It was probably one of the early ones I've seen, because I remember seeing, the original. Of course, that was playing all the time. You could catch it quite frequently. It felt like, but like I remember I just remember a whole bunch of the Godzilla ones. The one Godzilla versus King Kong is one of my favorites that pop up as well. So. But this one, Hedorah, come on, it's a Smog Monster.
I love Hedorah. Love it.
Can't get really a good monster toy for it, though. I mean, they have some. They always, there's nothing to articulate, right? It's just like,
right.
So kind of looks like just a blob of plastic. But anyway, let's move on, shall we? To 1972, another great year in horror. All the 70s are great years in horror. But let's go around again. Chad, start us off. Which one was your pick?
I picked The Night Stalker, and for obvious reasons. We've talked about Kolchak ad nauseum in our Patreon-only reviews of the series, but I remember watching this, and it really shaped my love of the horror genre as a young kid watching this, and I ate it up. I ate up the Night Strangler. I ate up the series. I loved it. I loved the character of Kolchak. I loved the way he was written. He was written a little more seriously in the two movies beforehand. But I loved how he developed into what he eventually became. Monster, you had your Monster of the Week. You had a lot of guys working in these that we've seen in other TV shows and movies and stuff like that. That you could. It was a weekly thing where you just had this smorgasbord of guest stars and crazy monsters and stuff like that. It was just it should be on everybody's list, for 1972, and I love it, and I'm sure you guys are with me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. It was hard not to pick this one, but yeah. We all went elsewhere and let you take the reins on that one. And great pick. Jeff Mohr, you're up next. Which one did you pick, sir?
Well, I actually did think about Night Stalker, but I was pretty sure somebody else would pick it. So, and then I was thinking about Frenzy, which I love. Silent Running is another one that I love.
Oh my God, good choice.
And Tombs of the Blind Dead. I thought about that too.
Excellent choice.
That was on my short list. Yeah.
I could not pick Night of the Lepus. I just had to. I mean,
Kill the rabbit.
I have the Blu-ray. So Stuart Whitman, Rory Calhoun's the main star. Janet Leigh and DeForest Kelley. That's just a riot of really bad ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
You know it's a bad idea when most of the posters went out of their way to try to hide the fact that it's about a bunch of bunny rabbits.
I know. If they should have done one like that, I guess it was later on. They should have come up with the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The saber-toothed bunny.
Yeah.
But no. So it's just one of my favorite fun bad movies, and of course Rory Calhoun. So
Rory Calhoun, that's your choice. Yeah. Bill Mulligan, which of the remaining two is your pick?
This was not a hard choice for me because Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things is just one of my favorite movies for a whole bunch of reasons. I remember watching it on late night TV, and I stuck with it because I'd already committed to staying up at night. That's how we did it back in the day before VCRs. And it was terrible. It wasn't funny. It wasn't good. There was, I was just, will this never end? And then, like someone flicked a light switch, suddenly it turns into from a lame-o hippie comedy to a wonderful zombie movie. Just great. Just absolutely great. And I'm like, man, you suckered me in. That doesn't happen often, but boy, I just really loved it. Years later, when I met my wife, Shauna, we were chatting on the phone, talking. She was real easy to talk to. We shared a lot of interests. And out of the blue, apropos of nothing, she just said, "Have you ever heard of a movie called Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things?" And a little part of my brain said, "This one's a keeper." I think the gods are sending me a message. And then years later, I was involved with, unfortunately, a film project that did not see fruition thanks to a virus we shan't mention, of a remake of this. And I wrote a screenplay that I still think is one of the best things I've ever written. And maybe one day in the future, we may get another shot at it. But it's just a fun movie. It's very much a grindhouse movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And like me, you'll probably be thinking, why did these people recommend this piece of crap to me? Stick with it. Show a little 1972 patience. Back before we could just turn things off or switch the channel, or no, you had to stick with it. Stick with it. You will be rewarded.
Absolutely. Great pick. Anybody want to add to that, or shall we move on?
And I agree with Bill. This is, I dare say, it's one of the best zombie movies ever made, because it comes out of nowhere, and just turns into a whole different movie, and that's what I love about it. And both, it starts out slow, but once the zombie action starts, it's game on. Yeah,
and the director,
Bob Clark, the The baffling Bob Clark, who would do
Yes.
things like make amazing movies and then make terrible movies and then make an amazing movie again. And you're like, oh, what's going on here?
Black Christmas and A Christmas Story. What?
And at Christmas, yeah, he had range. And then Baby Geniuses, and you're like, well, this is bad. And then Porky's, which is,
Oh my
good
God,
of its
that's awesome.
kind. And, just, the man had range, and we lost him too soon.
Oh, me. Well, on that shining note, my pick is
I love your pick.
is Horror Express.
Yeah.
Right. And my pick previously was we're in 72 Vampire Circus, which would honestly,
that's an excellent pick.
Yeah, which honestly would still be my pick. But Horror Express has a very special place because I mean, I knew there were pictures in magazines, right? But it didn't really tell me anything. I didn't really know anything. But it came on, and I was at my cousin's, and it came on, and we watched this movie, and it has so much. It just has these interesting set pieces, from the creature itself escaping out of the box to getting the first person to the next person to the whole let's take a look at the blood from the eye thing, and then Telly Savalas comes on board late in the picture and shakes everything up.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, it just, and of course it has Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
Oh yeah, the best.
Absolutely love, and they are fantastic in this, playing off each other really, really well. And one of the few times they get to team up against the bad guy.
Yeah, they're kind of like the friends they were in real life.
Yeah, as opposed to one being the bad guy and one being the good guy, which has happened quite a bit. So yeah, this one is just one that I will always have in my head as one of these films that made a great impact when I first caught it, because it surprised me so much, and the effects are surprisingly good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It's also one of the better adaptations of John Campbell's Who Goes There. So it's sort of in that family of The Thing. If you're a fan of The Thing, this was pretty good. Yeah.
That gives
Pretty
rise
good
to one of the
adaptation.
best lines in the movie where they're like, the monster could be any one of us. And Peter Cushing's like, but we're British.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. All right. Moving from 72 to, well, yeah, you guessed it, 73. Chad Hunt, what is your pick from this one?
My pick is George Romero's The Crazies.
Oh, wow. Good pick.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
pick.
Where this is one that I watched as a kid, and it was kind of a weird idea for me at the time. I was, as a little kid, watching it. This army vehicle crashes and releases this biological weapon called Trixie into the water supply that would either kill you or turn you insane, and you would just go crazy. That's the name, The Crazies. But this is a good. If you're a George Romero fan, I think this is one of his better movies. For sure. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard. That's like picking between one of your kids, though. But yeah, love this. I love it. Even like the remake from 2010 with Timothy Oliphant. Did a good job remaking this movie. But yeah, just a great what do you call it, like virusy type movie before 28 Days Later came along and that kind of thing.
Made it a flying.
Yeah.
And it feels like the logical movie in between Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, because this one is starting to play with the idea of a growing apocalypse, that it's they're trying to contain it, but it's getting beyond the borders.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I missed a chance to see this because as I recall, and this sounds nuts, but maybe I'm wrong, but I distinctly remember a movie coming out at the drive-in triple feature, and one of them was Codename Trixie. I'm like, well, that sounds stupid. Codename Trixie, what, Gidget Goes Zombie, whatever. And I think that was an alternate retitling of The Crazies.
Yep.
Maybe I was just hallucinating.
You just missed it.
10 years old, Oh, yeah.
Good
All right, Jeff, which one of these is your pick, sir?
Lady Snowblood.
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah, wow, we did that.
this was a tough, and I don't remember where I ran onto these. I think I read about them that Tarantino was influenced by him for Kill Bill.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I just loved the first time I saw it. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. Plus, it's violent. I had my short list had Don't Look Now.
That's
I
Sure.
seriously considered God Monster just because it's
Oh, of course.
it's one of my favorite really
Because who's in it? Who's in
bad
God?
movies.
Who's
In
in
God
God Monster?
Monster? I don't
Yeah.
think a God Monster.
Nobody.
There's nobody.
Yeah,
Okay, I just wanted to know. It's like Corey, your Rory
Soylent,
Calhoun guy was in it. So.
No.
so Soylent Green. I thought about that.
Good choice.
The one you hiss. And a couple that you guys already have on here, I think. Yeah. And then I actually thought about A Cold Night's Death too, because that's something I fondly remembered from watching it. That when we redid it, excellent. It was good. So yeah, I don't know. That's from Toshiya Fujita, and the lady is Miko Kaji or Miko Kaji. I don't know. There is a sequel to it. There's a Lady Snowblood 2. I like this first one a lot better, and I think they also made the what was it? The Prisoners of Cell Block.
Female Scorpion.
Yes, those are
those are great.
Crazy. Those are really good too. So anyway, yep, that's my pick.
Yep.
It's a great pick. That was such a fun episode to do.
Mhm.
That was the first time I had seen it, and yeah, the influence that you can see that when I went to Quentin Tarantino for Kill Bill is definitely there. It is definitely there.
A lot of white and a lot of artful, cinematic shots with
A lot of good use of
swords and
blood
Yeah,
splatter.
yeah.
Did it well. All right, Sir Bill. Which of the remaining two is your pick?
Well, it's interesting. You're looking at the early years. You can see there's not a lot of franchises. There's not a lot of sequels. These are all very unique creations, and there was more of that earlier than there was later. The Wicker Man was a movie that was like a legend when I was growing up and reading about things, because it seemed to be a lost film. I heard, they buried it in a gravel pit somewhere. They used the reels of film to fill up potholes, and we're never going to see it. But the people who saw it remembered it as great. Finally, it got released, and I went to see it. And I was kind of disappointed. I mean, I was expecting something more. And but then later on, people kept talking about how great it was and everything. I watched it again, and I liked it a lot more. And every subsequent viewing, and I watch it every couple of years, I appreciate it more and more. It's a great movie, and it's one of the big three that kind of kicked off the whole folk horror genre, which has now become just a huge part of what makes horror great. The Wicker Man, Blood on Satan's Claw, and Witchfinder General. And it's an amazing movie. It's got really no supernatural elements at all. And to me, this is the scariest part.
Implied supernatural, though.
Yeah, well, no, they're just a lot of to me, and to me, that's way scarier. It's one thing if the children of the corn are sacrificing me, and then all of a sudden he who walks among the corn rises up, and right before I die, I'm like, well, they were onto something. I mean, there really is a corn god. So, why shouldn't I be sacrificed? At least
that would be the remake.
Yeah. But this is way worse. I'm kidnapped by a bunch of religious wackos who stuffed me into a wicker man, set me on fire. And the last thing, as I'm being burned to death, there is no corn god. Nobody rises up. There's nothing. I'm being killed for absolutely nothing. The corn's going to do what the corn's going to do. Good crop, bad crop. My sacrifice means nothing. Yeah, that's way scarier.
Not the bees.
And oh god,
that's the remake.
That's the remake. A bad remake. That's in there. And Christopher Lee is having the time of his life. You can always tell when Christopher Lee is happy to be in a horror movie.
Yep.
Like anytime he's not playing Dracula.
Yeah, and he's been often quoted saying that this film is his favorite of his career.
Yeah, he's absolutely terrific in it and is having so much fun. This is just a great movie.
Yeah. And years later, he'd still be acting, putting out iconic characters in the in the 2000s.
Up
Yeah.
to the end, man. That guy.
Yeah, Count Dooku and
Count Dooku.
was it Sauron?
Yep.
Yep.
No,
Saruman.
it was
Saruman.
Saruman. Yes,
And then just what? I'm 80 years old. How about I do a heavy metal album?
three.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee, no one's going to say no to you. You rock, sir.
Excellent. All right. For me, the last time I was here doing this, I picked Scream, Blackula Scream. And there's one reason why I like that movie better than the Blackula prequel, but go back and listen. It'll tell you why. So this time around, I picked The Legend of Hell House, and there's so many choices again for this year. But I went with Legend of Hell House because Legend of Hell House is one of my favorite haunted house movies, and it gets overlooked a lot because there's there's other ones that people, The Haunting is the one I think the original 60 ones goes the one that everybody kind of claims, but this one I think is just really good. And of course, it has one of my favorite actors of the time in it, because Roddy McDowell. Good
Roddy
guy.
McDowell.
I had Malcolm McDowell in my head and I couldn't get it out, but Roddy McDowell. And just the whole thing about, you weren't even 5 foot tall. And the whole thing about that and the rest of it just really hit the spot. And it really creeped me out when I saw it back in the 70s. Somehow
it's a great movie. Yeah.
And I still think it
comes from a great book too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Matheson, right?
Yep.
And but people don't talk about it enough, not nearly enough. It might not be the last haunted house movie on my list, but I absolutely love this one. For Roddy McDowell, if nothing else.
Yeah, good choice.
Because his performance is so good in this.
Yeah. He's good, and I can't think of a movie where he's not.
When is he bad?
Good. Yeah.
That's true. Now, who directed this one? This one's got somebody that directed it, right? Let me go take a look at that real quick because I feel like I should be saying more about who directed it.
Oh, talk about
John Huff.
John Huff. Oh.
He directed it?
Hough. I'm assuming.
Oh,
Hoff.
yeah.
Hoff.
Yes.
Was he a friend of Michael Goff?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. You can't, Ough is just a flip of the coin or like a flip of the dice, really. There's
English language never change.
Never change. Gail Honeycutt and Pamela.
Pamela Franklin.
Franklin,
So I want, but there was a reason why I was thinking about this director. Let's see if I can figure that out. Let's see. And then I should probably just let it go, shouldn't I?
We got time. We could cut the gap out. Howling 4.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was the reason.
One of Chad's.
Okay.
There are no other Howling movies after one. There are none.
The Incubus, Doc. The Watcher in the Woods.
Well, the movie for me is Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Which is
there we go.
Yeah, sure. That's a great movie.
But yeah, he did like the Witch Mountain films, Watcher in the Woods, Incubus, as you said.
I was bitterly disappointed by the
movies. Isn't Biggles The Adventures in Time? Isn't that Peter Cushing's?
Peter Cushing's last movies. Yeah, I think it may be the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you watch it, you're like, what the what? But Biggles was a huge thing in England, but it never happened here. So it's a lot of. Yeah.
All right. So moving from 73 into 74, Chad, which of these is your pick?
I picked Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter.
Excellent.
This is another one I didn't see until we did the podcast. I don't think. Maybe I did. I don't know. I can't remember now. But I love this movie because it was so comic booky and so out there. And I love that the vampires didn't really drink blood, but they took your youth.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just a cool idea. And what was his little henchman's name? That Hieronymus Grost or something like that.
Mhm.
The hunchback guy. I loved all the characters in it. They were so quirky and weird, and it was a great Hammer film. I thought it was so much like a comic book watching it that I looked up to see if there was a comic book series about it ever made, and sure enough, there was.
Makes sense.
There was a graphic novel. I can't remember who. I think it was Hammer Comics when Hammer was doing comic books.
Mhm.
About 10 years ago, I think it was, or more, maybe. But yeah, the great Tom Mandrake did the artwork on it. It's a
Ooh.
beautiful graphic novel, which kind of takes the story from where the movie ended, and it went for like 4 issues, I think. Just a great series too. And this whole movie was supposed to be a series of movies,
Right.
starring his character and his cohorts, but it never happened for whatever reason. But I wish it did, because this is I love this movie. It had little comedy splotches thrown in there and very tongue-in-cheek stuff, and it was great.
It's got Carolyn Monroe.
Yeah.
I loved his henchman too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was
That
great.
was
Yeah.
Gross in it.
I just wish that it had been made when Hammer was at its peak, as opposed to at it. Now, I love Dying Hammer, because when Hammer was going out, here's 2 of my favorites on this list here. They were throwing everything they could against the wall to see what could stick, and it wasn't working, but they kept at it until they couldn't keep at it anymore. You could just sort of see that, though, in how low budget the poster looks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Hammer posters used to be majestic, colorful, painted things, and now it's like Photoshop in the days before Photoshop. But yes, Captain Kronos is a great choice, and that's another one that has really grown on me every time I watch it.
Yeah, it is unique, but it's kind of sad, because you realize the potential in it that never got gave birth to. I will, Chad, add to your list of comic book is that there was an adaptation of it, a short adaptation for it, in the House of Hammer magazine back in the 70s.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah, it was really good. That was my first exposure to it. I read that before I was able to see the movie. So,
nice.
Jeff Mohr, sir, what is your pick?
Well, the only other thing on my short list was Black Christmas for this year, but that would have been great. But I picked Deranged, which we covered in episode 43. That was my second 70s episode. And I was sort of gobsmacked. I had to go. This started it all, Doc, because you and Santos told me about a scene that was not on. I think I watched it on Prime, and there was a scene a scene in there that had been cut. And I discovered that the Blu-ray was like 2 minutes longer, so I purchased it after we'd already covered it, so that I could see that. And I just got, and Robert Blossoms, and guess who co-directed and wrote this?
I forgot.
Alan Ormsby.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
What wasn't he with?
That's right. That's right.
Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He
So,
was the star and did the makeup
and Robert Blossoms, who later turns up in, is it Christine?
Is he the old man that sells the car?
Yes. Yeah. Crotchety old guy. So I think this is like really one of the better movies based on Ed Gein. It's so much. I think it's probably way closer to what we actually. Such a creepoid. And anyway, and the some of the stuff, I should have put these taglines in the list. Pretty Sally Mae died a very unnatural death, but the worst hasn't happened to her yet.
Oh gosh.
And then the subtitle is Deranged: The Confessions of a Necrophile. I don't think we actually get the whole necrophile thing, but you know, you get it. You get it. So,
yeah.
anyway.
It
Great poster too.
Yeah, Yeah, it's funny. 3 of these posters look similar in their design.
Right. Color.
Yeah.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that right now because
Yes, we will. There's one in here that's not like the
that's
other.
a Mario Bava joint, and Mario is all about the color. I've always said he's my favorite director, and I had to get him in here somewhere if I wasn't going to do what was it? What was the one? It's got a million different names, and I keep forgetting Ecology of Terror, but that's not the one. The one Chad picked. What was that one?
A Bay of Blood?
Bay of Blood. Thank you. It really does have like 1,000 titles, and I was drawing a blank on all but the least likely one. Lisa and the Devil is just one of his masterpieces. And the story behind it is interesting. It's really, really well done, really creepy, sort of out of place for 1974. He's still doing that stuff. And it didn't really have an audience. So they took it. Exorcist hit big, so they turned it into an Exorcist movie. Had somebody film, Elkie Summer vomiting toads and whatever, and just really did a just abomination, taking this gorgeous movie and turning it into something pretty crappy. But luckily, and it broke his heart too. It really did break his heart that they did that. It probably, affected him for the few movies that he made after this. Good news is now we can see both versions, and you can actually find some things to appreciate even in House of Exorcism, the recreation of it. But Lisa and the Devil is definitely worth watching. A little slow paced, but absolutely gorgeous and just the work of a master.
And our favorite Alita Valley is in that too.
Yes, she is.
Turn up again.
And Telly Savalas showing up again. The guy
with lollipop in tow.
Yeah,
that
man. When he's on screen, you're not looking at anyone else. The man had absolute charisma.
Absolutely did. Yep. All right. For my pick for 1974, back when we first did it, I picked Sugar Hill, which was it's still one of my favorites. It's just one of the it's one of the last voodoo zombie films, right, Chad?
Yeah.
And does it really well. But I had to pick another favorite for similar reasons that I'm picking some of my other films. Is it just has a special spot in my heart because I caught it on TV and it was very memorable and surprised me and stuff like that. And that is Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. It's also one of the other sequels that we picked for this, right? Because the Apes, and this one being the last of the Hammer Frankenstein films, and with Peter Cushing in it, still being Baron Frankenstein. Although what is he called in this one? The Baron Frank or something like that. But it's one of
he ended up having to change. He changed his name in every one.
Listen, all he needed was that terrible Helen
wouldn't
Hayes
know where he was.
Nobody knew who he was.
No, knew. But the creature is interesting. It's a different kind of Frankenstein monster. It's still built in a similar way, but it's hulking and
hairier
and
deformed.
Friar Tuck look going on there.
Yeah.
But it's memorable in the whole glass scene when Peter Cushing has trying to get the fumes in his face. And it works, but wow, but there's a lot in this film that just really got me. I think the brain was one part where it falls into the thing. There's just this little strange British comedy thing showed in like that. And then, having to chew on, because his hands are all mucked up from the previous fire, right? So he can't tie the sutures, right? So he has to get down there in his teeth.
That scene was totally cut out of every version I saw until they found it again.
Yeah, but it's in the and I might be getting it from the pictures that would show up in the magazines, but just everything with that. And then when the poor creature actually gets taken down, it's you don't necessarily see it, but
he's pretty pathetic.
It's very it's kind of like
a pretty grisly way to go out.
Yep, and. I saw this. This is another one that I caught hanging out with my cousins, and it just This movie will always be stuck in my brain for having such a great time watching this. It's kind of one of those moments that, oh man, I just remember watching all these great horror films on, usually Saturday afternoon or Saturday night, but earlier in the 70s they would play them during the week. We'd have, they would have Elvis week and Lewis and Martin week, and then they would have Godzilla week and Gorilla week, and at one point they did Hammer. They just did a whole slew of Hammer films.
And this, to me, this is the perfect ending for the Hammer Frankenstein series, where we have been following not the monsters come and go, but the actual monster, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yep.
And he starts out as this ruthless, amoral, very ambitious, brilliant scientist, and he ends up a nutcase. Just a complete nut guy who is almost like playing with his food at this point. And at the end, they're like, well, the monster's dead. He's like, oh, best thing that ever could have happened. We'll just do it again. And he's going to do this until he dies. He's just going to keep making increasingly bizarre, useless monsters. He's lost the point. And it's great ending.
Yeah, I agree.
I love the way they decided to go with the monster, though. Such a departure from what we've seen previously in any Frankenstein film, I think, where he's just this giant. He looks like a monster. I mean, he really looks like a monster. And I love the design of that creature for some reason. I just think it's so ugly. It's beautiful.
Big fat ugly lips.
Yeah.
Make no sense.
Eyeshadow.
The eyeshadow. Well, the eyeshadow kind of comes natural, right? All right. Well, that's it for 1974. And before we get to the second half of the decade, I want to pause here and share with you what we have picked to do on Patreon in the coming months. Very soon. We're negotiating when to start. But it's this will be Patreon only, exclusive. You have to be on Patreon to get these reviews, and we're doing Night Gallery. We're going to attempt to do not only the first season, but all 3 seasons and the original feature.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a feature. It wasn't a movie of the week, right? It was a movie.
I think it was a movie of the week, but I believe
it
did get released, at least in some places.
Yeah. Overseas, it
was certainly good enough.
And there's a lot to talk about that particular pilot episode. And then, of course, there's all kinds of really great surprises and some. It's like Twilight Zone, but tilted heavier into the supernatural.
Yeah, and not necessarily having to do every story as full length.
They did. That's right. They did have two episodes sometimes, right? And so I'm looking forward to doing that. And so we have to talk about if everybody has the things and get the date down, and then we'll look for future episodes. We'll announce when. And then if you want to catch that and Kolchak the Night Stalker, we did all 20 episodes of that. They're exclusive on Patreon.
Worth every penny.
Yep.
It's only $2.
It's worth every penny.
Which would be how many pennies? It's easy. Anyway, let's go on to 1975.
You wouldn't get you anything at Starbucks, but you can get all this entertainment.
Ah, yes. All right, 1975. Yes, all 4 of them are draws. But no, we can't pick that. So let's find out what the next choice is. Chad, what film did you pick?
I went with Trilogy of Terror.
Ah, very nice. Speaking of anthologies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is an anthology movie. I think it aired on ABC back in the day. It's each segment featured Karen Black in the lead role, but the one everybody knows this for, there was another good segment on there out of the 3, but this one is the one that everybody knows, the Zuni fetish doll,
because it's so damn good.
This I stayed up extra late. I was supposed to be in bed when this came on TV as a kid, and I snuck up and watched it. I had a tiny little TV about this big that I had next to my bed, and I I was moving the little rabbit ears around trying to get it to come in clearly. And then by the time it was over, I wished that I hadn't got it to come in so clearly because it scared the bejesus out of me. I mean, I could not go to sleep that night. I was terrible at school the next day because I stayed up. I couldn't go to sleep from watching this. But, you know, Karen Black gets this doll, and if the legend is that the chain falls off, the doll comes to life. And, of course, the chain falls off, and it starts chasing her around her apartment. And she's doing everything to kill it and just cannot kill it. And it's just small and moves fast, and it carries a spear and whatever else it can get its hands on. And just
that big mouth.
That big mouth, and it's just going. And I was going, what is it saying? You know, just scary beyond scary. And that's why I picked this one. To this day.
Am I remembering correctly? It ends with her like crouched in the
she's
got the knife.
She became the Zuni doll.
Yeah, she's got the big teeth.
Oh,
that's the word.
Yeah,
scary Karen Black is the scariest thing that ever seen.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
All right, next pick is from Jeff. Jeff, which of these is yours?
Well, again, I did think of Trilogy of Terror. I also thought of Shivers, and Deep Red was a possibility, and Race with the Devil. I was thinking of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I went with Bug because who doesn't love bugs that fart flame? It's just too cool. And Bradford Dillman.
And
William Castle. Yep.
Yeah.
Directed by Juno Svark. I don't know if I said that right.
Superman thing.
And Jaws 2.
Jaws 2, yes.
So yeah, I just love the whole story. I thought, and I know it's not the same year, but I also thought about along the same line as Phase 4. I thought about that too, somewhere in there. But this is just it's just too big an impression. It made a big impression on me.
I just wish William Castle had been able to do what he wanted to do. He was the king of the gimmicks, and he wanted to set up like a windshield wiper thing under the chairs that would, when the bugs were on the screen, it would flutter back and forth and make it feel like bugs were running against your legs, but they couldn't afford to do it. And besides, in most of the theaters this was playing at, there probably were actual giant palmetto bugs running over.
Oh, no. Stop.
You know, there really are I think they're beetles that spray a superheated fluid from their
bombardier,
from their butthole,
they're
to kill their prey or whatever.
But I would just remember this movie too. It made such an impression, and I think when it was on the phone like that, and then getting her hair caught her Karen fire, right?
Yeah.
And then what was fascinating is that you got Bradford Dillman in there studying them the whole entire time.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure it out. So
this one was we did on episode 46. So again, like my 4th or 5th episode. So Bug and Deranged, and there might be another one I can't remember.
Yeah, I have special spots in your heart now.
Yeah, they do.
It's a great pick. Bill, which of the remaining two?
Oh, well, Dario Argento's Profundo Rosso, aka Deep Red, is just a great early Argento film. It's got all that style, camera movement, color, shocking violence, mystery, who is, the bad guy and everything. Gloved killers. I mean, it's got everything. And the beautiful Daria Nicolodi. Just everything I love about early Argento is in this film. It's just absolutely, and wonderful music. This is just a great giallo film, and specifically a great Argento giallo film.
Is this the one that has the marionette that comes walking?
Yes, which makes not a lick of sense, but okay, we just go with it. These are all
it was
waking nightmares.
It was actually like a little wind-up toy.
Yeah.
But it looks so creepy the way they realized it, so it worked out well. Great pick. Anybody
excellent. I love that movie too. There's a
brutal.
I felt bad because I didn't pick any giallo. I did end up with an Italian late, but
Yeah, there's one pick is hard to do.
It is, and yeah. All right. Well, I guess that leaves Rocky Horror Picture Show for me, and there's a reason I picked that. It might not be the film itself, but we'll talk about the pick I did years for the episodes with Santos. I picked The Devil's Reign, which I absolutely
yeah.
I love Devil's Reign.
And I think I don't know if it's this year or next year. There's a couple spider movies I like, but anyway, so I picked Rocky Horror Picture Show, and the reason I picked it is that it's well, one is the music. Over the years I've increasingly grown fond of the music, and like a science fiction, like the beginning song. It does all the references to all the sci-fi movies from the 50s and stuff. That is great. Was it J. Carroll, Over a Barrel or something like that? I can't remember all of that. But that, and of course, it's iconic now. And it became a midnight movie. It introduced me to that concept of what midnight movies were. And when I finally got to see it in the early 80s at a college event, or mid 80s at a college event, it just suddenly made all the sense in the world. And, this was back in then, it was, you literally went at midnight and saw this, and people were dressed up and everybody sang and everybody knew the words. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. And then I'd see it again at another college about 10 years later. And of course, if you go to a convention, 9 times out of 10, they're doing the sing along with it on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like, seen a couple of those. It's just, and I like Meatloaf. What can I say? Which is a great joke in the movie. And really, the music is so good. It's so good. Time Warp, Sweet Transvestite.
Great songs.
Yeah, and it's hard not to, it could be a fringe horror film because but it does have has a Frankenstein monster, and Dr. Frankenfurter is basically Dr. Frankenstein, and it has some sci-fi elements, and it definitely is, in my eyes, a horror comedy musical.
And it's one of those that
love it.
I feel like it's been around my whole life in some form or another. It's always there. It's parody. This is a parody in itself, but you see it parodied, you see it copied in other films and TV shows and stuff like that. It had a big influence on people. And I don't think it did all that great when it first came out.
Oh,
if I recall.
That's why
but now you ask anybody on the street and they know what it is.
That's true. It has become notable in that respect, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So it might be a surprising pick for me, but it's the pick I chose. All right,
yeah, it's a cool pick.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Going into 76, we have 4 new choices. And Chad, what is yours out of this?
I picked Carrie. It took me a long time to see Carrie. I didn't see it when it first came out, I don't think. And but when I did finally get to see it, I loved it. It made me want to go read the Stephen King book, which then got me into Stephen King.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yep.
So that's, if anything, that was a good enough reason for me to pick it. But just the performances, Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie, young John Travolta, Nancy Allen, great cast, just a great cast. The guy, William Catt. Yeah, I was going to ask his name. Greatest American Hero. But and that ending was just amazing. And especially the jump scare at the very end.
Oh man, that got me so bad.
Yeah. If you weren't ready for that one, you you got scared. I don't care who you were.
Maybe that's the
But,
origin of your fear of disembodied hands.
Maybe no, that was The Hand with Michael.
Oh, well, there's another pick we could have. Well, that's a 1980 film, right?
That's the 1980s. Yeah.
No, this is a great pick, and between this movie and Deliverance, I was afraid of hands coming up from anywhere.
Yeah, right.
You got real pretty hands, ain't you?
Oh my gosh!
No kidding.
And it really, it's surprising how well Carrie holds up.
Yeah.
Last time I watched it, or I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it was for this podcast or not, but I went to watch it and I expected this is going to be one of those that doesn't age well. Oh my God, the hair, the styles, everything is going to. No, this is some great filmmaking. Brian De Palma was really at the top of his game with this and Phantom of the Paradise, and you know, he just did some really wonderful stuff. And then after a while, I don't know, maybe he lost the passion for it or whatever. But this solid film still. This and The Dead Zone are my two favorite Stephen King adaptations. I understand there's another good one that just got released, The Long Walk.
Yeah.
So, but this is
this is the first 70s episode I did, Carrie.
Oh, wow.
Carrie. Yeah, and it's stuck in my head watching it too, Chad, for the first time when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a cut version that they put on like the movie of the week. Still scared the crap out of me.
Oh yeah, it's got some genuine scares in it. You know, it's not all jump scares. I like it that this movie gives you time to get to know the characters, get to know what motivates them, who they are, and this and that. So by the time the end comes around, you know, you're rooting for these guys to get theirs, you know, and the final confrontation with Carrie and her mother was just that was nice. So good.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when the wall cracks, right?
Yeah.
And everything. It's a great film. All right. Moving off of that, very positive, great pick. We go to Jeff. Jeff, which one of these is yours?
Oh, well, yeah. Who Can Kill a Child?
Oh, my. Nice title.
From Spain by Narciso Abanez Salvador. Yeah, he was the writer-director for this, and this was one that I don't know why I heard about it somewhere, and I found a Blu-ray online and watched it, and then I kept wanting to pick it. I watched it for years until I finally found a streaming version so we could cover it a little while ago. What was it? 2/19, so that a little over a year ago. I just loved it. That it's so weird. It is such a weird idea. The kids.
Make sure you fast forward past the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, the first few minutes of it is all of the tragedy and pain and horror done to children around the world in wars and other conflicts.
It's all kind of newsreely kind of thing, and it's
hard to watch. It's
interminable.
hard to watch.
Yeah, it's very impactful. My other short list on this was Alice, Sweet Alice.
Oh, nice.
And the little girl who lives down the lane.
Oh, great pick. That would have been a great pick. Yeah,
Jodie Foster and creepy pedo Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
That was surprisingly great flick. So Who Could Kill a Child? I just think is an amazing movie that is probably not distributed very well because of those first few minutes. But I think there was. Was there? I think there's, like one version that doesn't show that. But anyway,
it's obviously it's the lesser known of the four picks we have on the screen, and deserves to be seen. So, except for I agree with Chad. I agree with you, Jeff. Bill skipped the first one bit. All right, Bill. Which of these remaining two is your pick?
Continuing the theme of killer kids, we've got actually I was going to pick the Carrie, but you know who swept in and grabbed it first. Great
Well, the
minds
problem,
think
you know,
alike.
Bill, your problem was you told everybody, I got my picks,
Yes, but I didn't
but
say
you
what
didn't
they
tell
were.
anybody.
Well, I didn't know if it was going to be a surprise or not, but yeah, I guess I should have thought this through.
Anyway.
But you know, listen, this is a perfectly legit choice. The Omen
Absolutely.
was a great, and not just a fun horror movie, but something that we would become more normal. You don't expect to see Gregory Peck in a horror movie,
Lee Remick.
well produced by
Lee
Hollywood.
Remick, for that matter.
Lee Remick. This is a high class production, and we've got an incredible decapitation scene.
David Warner.
Yeah, just really extreme violence and
Memorable too.
Very memorable. The whole
Patrick
fun with
Troughton in
the
this too?
Antichrist. I mean,
Yep. He's the priest that gets skewered.
Yep. Good stuff. Just good stuff all the way through, and just a rousing, entertaining, well-produced movie. I don't know if the critics were too crazy about it, but I had a great time watching it, and just really superbly made.
It was a
Directed by
huge, it was a
Richard
hit.
Cobb.
Hmm?
Who did Superman?
Donner.
Yes.
Richard Donner, yeah.
Richard Donner. I knew I had the name wrong.
Yeah, and it's a gorgeous film too, and
Yeah.
but it's just as soon as you get that, it's all for you, Damon.
Yeah. And great music too. You know, the kind of music
yeah.
you walk out of the theater and you're just humming this Mo Damien, you know, you just all the way home, just the whole
happy-go-lucky music.
Yep. Salty sea shanty.
Yeah.
I remember it got nominated for like best song or something, and you know, most of these things are, you know, like a Pixar movie, and then they come out and they do this, and it's like, yeah, I don't think you're gonna win.
Well, it's Jerry Goldsmith, and he won the Oscar for the score, and then was nominated for the best song, original song.
Yeah,
They gave him a score, which was a good choice.
it's a good score.
Good choice. No, it's a great pick. And if we were to expand our the greats, both Omen and Carrie would be in that list. So.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely second tier grades.
Yep. All right. For my pick is the remaining feature, Grizzly, and I picked it for a couple different reasons. The one I picked with Santos earlier, back in 2013. It's so hard to think it's 2013. Was Squirm, which is a very creepy,
Yes,
icky under your skin, sometimes literally, horror film about worms. Worms are gross, but this time I picked Grizzly, and there's a wide variety of reasons I picked this. One, it just has a great cast, and they're great. They're great.
memorable poster.
And the poster is a huge part of it, by Neil Adams, and of course, Chad, you and I are huge comic book nerds, so Neil Adams has some gravitas to it. He's a great artist. Recently, we lost him recently. But so this poster is fantastic. Even though it has, you know, the actors' heads in it, which is a thing they did in the 70s a lot when you had a ensemble cast. But the fact that it's basically Jaws on land with a grizzly instead of a shark, but it freaking works. And it's also Girdler.
Yeah.
And of course that was a favorite for Santos, any of his films. And so it holds a special spot in my heart for a lot of different reasons. Is it a good movie? It is what it is, but does it satisfy? Does it entertain? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If only the bear looked like that poster.
Yeah.
That's one of the more terrifying things about bears, is that we're so used to seeing them in a circus, riding on a tricycle, wearing a tutu.
Oh.
And then you see them in the wild, and they still don't look all that scary. But when they got you pinned down and they start disemboweling you and eating you while you're alive without doing the decency of putting you out of your misery, yeah, they're pretty scary.
Yeah, well, you get one running at you. Yeah, your heart will race.
It's it's a big bracing shot of adrenaline.
All right, moving into 1977. Nobody picked Star Wars, but hey, you know, it's a horror fan. It's a horror show. But we do have a really interesting selection
Yes,
of
we
films. A very interesting year. A lot of changes were happening in cinema as the blockbuster was becoming a thing. Thank you, Jaws. Chad Hunt, which of these 4 picks is yours?
I picked The Incredible Melting Man.
Wonderfully bad.
Yeah, wonderfully bad. And I remember listening to radio spots for this movie, and the most incredible new monster since Frankenstein.
Monster, yes.
Yeah, Frankenstein and Dracula and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, and Rick Baker was doing the makeup effects and everything like that. I was like, oh, this movie can't lose. It can't lose.
It lost.
And it
Spoiler
lost.
alert.
It lost. But I love this movie. And I don't, it's probably just me liking it so much as a kid. I just thought it was a really cool idea. There was a melting man, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was just in love with that idea, and he looked awesome. I mean, he really did. He looked awesome. The movie is terrible. The movie's terrible. There's absolutely no budget whatsoever to speak of. I think all the budget went to Rick Baker and his special effects department because the story is just horrendous, and it's not even shot that well, at all. But it's one of those that I just love it, and it's probably member berries for me because I thought it was so cool as a little kid. But yeah, I had to put it on. I had to put it on.
Yeah, that tagline was the reason was how I convinced my dad to take me to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
so it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Yeah. But I did not like the movie
it was terrible.
And when the head falls over the waterfalls and smashes, Dad, I don't like this movie. I want to go. He was so mad at me to not sit there and watch the rest of that movie. But yeah, it was 12 years old. I didn't want to be there anymore.
But
he wouldn't take me to another movie for 2 years.
See, wow,
he was so mad at me. But so I came from it not being a childhood memory that I like, but I have grown to love this movie for how bad it is. It's a great choice. It's a great choice. It was also, like you said, Jeff, it was our first episode.
What I admire about this movie is that no lies are spoken. It's got a melting man. He melts. And literally, spoiler alert, the ending of the movie is he melts and a guy comes along, a janitor comes along and hoses down what's left. The end. You're like, wow. I mean, for the great first new original monster, we're not going to get a sequel out of this because, how many movies end with the terror being hosed down by a minimum wage worker?
Yeah.
Not many.
I watched that now and it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Just hosing the guy down. This astronaut who did this space mission and came back and it's a hero to everybody, only to be hosed down the drain at the end.
They could have found a way. I mean, if Dracula can turn to dust in every movie and then still come back, they could find a way the melting man would come back.
Like the unmelting man. Not so.
Or he could maybe it starts with a janitor and he's the melting man for a bit. Jeff, let's get off of this movie. Jeff, what is your pick?
House or Hausu, Japanese crazy film that's just visually magnificent, but crazier than I'll get out. Based on the director's daughter's dream or something, if I remember that correctly. But anyway, I loved it when we did this, and it's just a visual feast of what these girls are doing. What did I say?
No, I hit my knuckles on the table when I was raising up to scratch my eyeball. Sorry. Nobody cares. Go ahead, Jeff.
Put your eyeball down on the table first.
There you go.
Okay. So anyway, I just enjoyed it. My short list for this one was what year are we on here?
77.
77. I thought very seriously about Martin and Rabid, because I like
two different movies. That wasn't one title.
Yeah, Martin by George Romero, Rabid by David Cronenberg, and also Haunting of Julia, which impressed the hell out of me when we covered that.
They would all be great choices.
Mia Farrow. So anyway, and I thought about Shockwaves too, Doc. So Hasu, we did that on episode 121, so that's been a bit.
Yeah,
4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
It's a trip. That movie
It is.
It is
out of its mind. It's great. You got to see it. If you're a horror fan and haven't seen House, find the time.
I see people walking around with that cat logo on their shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All the time. No title or anything. It's just that the cat.
If you know, you know.
Yep. All right, Bill, which of the two remaining films shouldn't be a surprise?
This was my easiest choice. I've said it before. I'll say it again. What do I love in a film? Good writing, compelling characters, a strong narrative thrust, substance over style, all the things that Suspiria lacks in abundance, and yet this is possibly
I was wondering where you were going with that.
My favorite film. It's it's the exception that whatever. I absolutely love it. I loved it the first time I saw it. The commercials scared the
it's one of the greatest commercials ever.
I'm trying to stay awake because again, no VCR. I'm trying to stay awake to watch these movies, and all of a sudden, roses are red, and this thing, and I'm like, don't do this to me. It's 3 a.m. I'm trying to watch Chiller Theater. It's so good. This movie's so good. It's so pretty. Every time they come up with a new, we're doing 11K, infinite K. We're going to put chips in your brain and you can watch movies that way. Every time, the first one I want to try it on is Suspiria.
Oh, wow.
Because it's everything. The sound is great. The music's amazing. Jessica Harper's ravishingly gorgeous. It's such a
everything about the music is unbelievable.
I didn't even go to watch the remake. I've heard some people have some fondness for the remake. I saw a picture, some stills from it. It's like, well, at least they went in a different direction. Everything looks butt ugly, but this is just so pretty, so beautiful, and yet the violence is so horrific. And to be able to combine,
but stylized, right?
The poetry of this brutal murders of innocent people and make it somehow both repellent and attractive at the same time. Yeah, this is the best. I love this movie.
The best.
I'm not a big music guy for movies. There's some I am, but I actually went and bought the Suspiria soundtrack. It's so good. I love it. Goblin. It's Goblin, right? It's so good. I just love it. Great music.
Still holds up.
All right. Well, the last one is mine. That's Shockwaves. Back in 2013, I had picked The Car, which it's hard for me not to pick The Car again, but I'm not doing those films this time. But The Car is like my all-time cheese favorite, right?
Yeah.
But Shockwaves is a fascinating zombie film. They're soggy zombies because they live in the water. They're soggy. They look great, and they're all they're more like voodoo zombies, right? Because they're not living dead zombies, but they still have that creep factor, and it's shot well for that, really well for that, and it's got some memorable cameos in it when day players, but it's also got Peter Cushing in it, and he's dastardly in this. It's really good. Is it a good movie? Well, that's debatable, but is it fun? Yeah. Does it, is it a good entry into the zombie? Yeah, it is. And I just think that the look of the zombie is, it sticks with me.
Yeah.
Coming up out of the water. Anybody else?
It's grown on me.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. It's weird. As a kid, I used to see this poster and I thought it was Boris Karloff. And so I see that. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it too. Great zombies, great looking zombies.
All right. Well, then we're going to slide into 1978. Might talk about a few commercials on this panel here as well. But let's find out what we, which ones we picked, starting off with the one and only Chad Hunt.
I picked Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Good pick.
I saw this. We had just got HBO. I think it was when I was a kid, and I must have watched this 20 times.
Jesus.
I loved it so much, and I just thought I was a big fan of the original Body Snatchers, but this one had the oomph to it. I mean, it actually showed some weird, crazy stuff. The dog with the man's face on it. I don't know about you guys, but one image that stuck with me out of that film was that dog with the man's face.
Yeah.
It was creepy as hell. I like Donald Sutherland in it. I always laugh at the scene where he goes, "Well, if it's not a caper, or if it's a caper, go ahead and eat it." He tells the chef at the beginning of the movie. The chef, he goes, "This is a rat turd," and he goes, "No, it's a caper." He goes, "Then eat it." That's hilarious to me. I know, because any scatological humor I love, even if it's a rat turd. But Leonard Nimoy, just they're all great actors in this one. I love the special effects, and especially when Donald Sutherland falls asleep in the garden.
Yes, and you
There,
get
and the little tendrils are trying to take him over. Great stuff. A lot darker than I think it was I can't remember. I think the original was some kind of communism allegory or something like that. This one, I don't know exactly what the allegory was in 1979, but just it was
Still communism.
probably, but this was a little more juicy than the original, and that's what made me like it a lot, I guess.
it does have a
That's a-
cameo tie to the original film.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's
Kevin,
still running.
Yeah,
Still running 78. This movie, there's the image of Donald Sutherland screaming,
yeah.
or some of the other, and then was it the lady from Alien is the one that reacts to it, right? And so-
Yes,
Oh,
Veronica
well,
Cartwright.
Yes, Veronica Cartwright.
Yeah.
That's
And
great ending.
I just remembered how scared that made me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I love
the scene of like the pod version of Donald Sutherland,
Mhm.
before it fully formed. It was just like,
Yeah.
oh.
I love bleak endings to films, and this was pretty bleak
Yeah.
at the
Most-
end.
Most
I
of the
wasn't.
70s were, right?
I wasn't expecting
70s
that
were-
scream at the end. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Not from our title character. No.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Our lead
yeah.
character, not a title character.
No, it's probably one of the best remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who directed that? Was it Borman?
Philip Kaufman, I think.
Philip
Yeah,
Kaufman.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
All
Don
right.
Siegel did the original. Yeah.
Yeah. Which still holds up, both of them.
Oh yeah.
And there's been other ones that,
There was
I
one
think
by
forgot.
Abel Ferrara that's actually not half bad.
Yeah, but they
But
get
it just
forgotten.
calls Body Snatcher.
yeah,
Body
Body
Snatchers.
Snatcher, and then one called
Yeah.
Snatchers. And whatever they can get away with.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, what is your pick?
Well, this is we'll find later. This is one that I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I just really dug into it recently. I saw this on TV as a TV movie by John Carpenter in 1978. Strangely enough, the same year as Halloween, right?
Mhm.
And when I saw this on TV, it totally freaked me out. And I did not, when I saw it, I had no idea of Halloween or John Carpenter or anything. And it freaked me out because of there was a person stalking her that was sneaking in and out of her apartment, and you'd see him go by the doorway in the background and stuff like that. And I thought it was great. So, and I have a Blu-ray
Oh, of course you do.
And we might be doing it soon, maybe.
Oh, sounds good.
Anyway, Lauren Hutton, Adrian Barbeau, David Burney. Written and directed by Mr. Carpenter.
It's a good pick. I don't think I've
It
seen it.
may or may not hold up. I don't know. So all I remember is out of 1978 or TV movies, that's one that really hit me that I haven't don't hear too many people talk about.
I saw it was Elvis, but I didn't see Someone's Watching Me. Elvis was not a horror movie.
I
but
also
it did have a great actor in it.
Yeah, and I did think of Piranha as a
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Bill, which of the remaining two is your choice?
Well, this one I seriously considered including in the too big to pick category.
It's kind of there.
But, I mean, this is an NC-17 movie. This was very non-mainstream. Once again, George Romero twice reinvented the zombie genre. First with Night of the Living Dead, took one of the lamest monsters and made it into something good. And then when, many years later, 10 years later, to do the sequel and to take it to the extreme of the zombie apocalypse. And this is the one that really created the zombie apocalypse genre, I would argue. There may be some earlier ones. I'm sure Jerry Chandler will remind me of something I'm forgetting. But to me, without Dawn of the Dead, there is no Walking Dead. Back when there was Blockbuster, you could have had a whole shelf of just zombie apocalypse movies. What the hell? I've made zombie apocalypse movies. You get a camera, and you get as many of your friends as you can, and you make a zombie apocalypse movie. They're just one of the best things. They could be funny. They could be the premise is there, and it's just what you do with it. And Dawn of the Dead, it still holds up. I've watched it so many times, probably because there are so many different releases. They keep coming, here's the new version with 11 extra seconds. Like, you bastards. And then you buy it.
And then there's the foreign versions of it too. So.
Yeah. Argento was involved, and it's a really good movie, and you can see where it took off. It grabbed onto the imagination, and here we are, 50 years later, and everyone has a zombie plan. Serious amounts of time, effort, money could have been spent curing for cancer, but no, instead we have, everyone sits around and is like, what is my zombie plan? And realistically, you're probably never going to need one. Breaks my heart to say so, but really zombies seem very improbable. But as has been pointed out, if you have a zombie plan, a hurricane is just a storm. If you're prepared for the absolute worst hellscape that a true zombie apocalypse would be, hurricanes, economic collapse, civil war,
hurricane, schmurricane.
Yeah, schmurricane. Are the restless dead rising from their graves to devour the living? No, then shut up, because I got a plan.
I got a plan.
Are you saying I don't need my vampire killing kit?
Well, listen, it's better to have a vampire killing kit and not need a vampire killing
that's
kit
true.
than to need a vampire killing kit and not have a vampire killing kit.
You've convinced me. All right.
Yep. That wasn't so long. It'd make a great trick.
That's a great movie. That's such a memorable movie. It's
really is.
Really made a huge jump from Night of the Living. Night of the Living Dead, it's still one of my favorites, but this is a huge jump forward only 10 years later.
Yeah.
All these years later, everybody's still wondering why the guy was trying to take his blood pressure at the mall.
Yeah.
And did things that they remembered. That's all.
And that guy still goes to conventions.
Well, that was
blood
the
pressure
biker,
mall guy is like, give me your autograph. Right next to Machete Zombie and guy who got his top of his head lopped off by the helicopter zombie. We had, and I made a movie with Michael Christopher, the Hare Krishna zombie. He's a great guy. Yeah.
This is also another one that had a great trailer that you would catch late on Saturday night, and it
wasn't that the guy from A Soldier Story, Adolf Caesar. Did the narration?
Maybe. I just remember the skull there that you see, or not the skull, but the bald head rises up because it looks like a
right
moon or sun, and it just rises up, and that narration's going on, and you hear screaming in the background and stuff, and it just absolutely chilled my bones, and it became this thing because it didn't play everywhere, but it was this thing. I gotta see this, but I can't go see it. It's not anywhere until a few years later. It would be in every DVD shop, or not DVD, but
VHS. I used to go to sleep as a kid with the radio volume down, but just go to sleep. Yeah. And these spots would come on for Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I would. I remember that.
And they were the scariest things ever. They'd eat you.
Yeah, there was a number of trailers in '78 that would give me the Halloween trailer would creep me out, but because I would, as I said earlier, my dad didn't take me to another movie until 1979, which means I could only go see PG movies.
It takes you a long time to learn a lesson, Doc.
It does. Well, forgive me, but I didn't get this.
Do radio spots even exist anymore, or is that just a dying?
I don't hear them much anymore.
No.
I don't hardly ever listen to the radio, but when the last times I had, they used to have ads for books and stuff,
Yeah, mostly it's the ambulance chaser guys. But yeah, this movie it's a great movie, and I have the big set that has 2 or 3 different versions of it, and then it also has like the soundtrack in it too. So, I mean, it's a really nice set, and it is fascinating watching the Italian cut of it. It's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Music's a little different too. I think. I think the music's entirely different. I can't remember. Maybe not. I might be imagining things. But moving on from that to my pick, talking about scary trailers. The trailer for Magic was scary as well. This movie is the reason I'm afraid of.
Don't say it.
Talking dummies.
Well, we're out of here.
We scare the hell out of them, don't we, guys?
But it's just like I never realized how scary they were until this movie, and then now every one I see is scary, whether it's meant to be or not. But Magic, yeah. So my pick back in 2013 for '78 was Piranha, which you mentioned, Jeff. But Magic is my other choice, and it's the performances and the creepiness of that damn doll, and it's just the script's really tight. The story moves forward at a really great pace, so the pacing's fantastic in it, and it never really tells you if it's all in his head or if there's actually something in the doll, right? It kind of gives you it leans heavily toward it's in his head, but it has a couple of hooks out there that says, well, maybe, and it just and the fact that that doll looks so much like Anthony Hopkins, makes it even creepier. There's it.
I got to bring up that TV spot for it again.
Oh, please!
Not only was the little poetry thing he was
the poem.
But after the fact, when the head slowly turns and the eyes turn to the side, I'm like, what? No.
The only part of Magic I couldn't get behind is he is such a creepy, repulsive, terrifying doll, as are all ventriloquist dolls. But this one even more so. The thought that this is a hit comedy act, I don't get it, because none of the jokes are funny, and you're just like, please, if I laugh, will you let me leave the theater alive? But it's fun. Anthony Hopkins is so young in this movie. Now they're remaking this.
They are remaking this.
I bet it's going to be terrible, but we'll give it a chance. Maybe
they could do something good with it.
Maybe it'll be like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and not the Wicker Man remake. So we'll see. We will see.
Another Megan. It needs to be more in tune with the real world. But I'm ready for him to give a chance. It's been Almost 50 years. Might as well.
Will they be able to resist actually having the dummy
Wow.
be really alive? At the end, he turns to us and winks.
No. Of course they're going to do that.
Yeah.
And they might even have Anthony Hopkins do a little cameo in it.
Oh, yeah.
If they act quick. Sorry.
Come on.
All right. Anything else?
He won an Oscar just 4 years ago at the age of 83.
Yeah, he's still
Crazy.
kicking.
All right. Well, with 78, we go into the final year, and that's 1979. Which,
everybody wanted to do zombie.
Everybody wanted to do zombie, yeah. Or zombie 2, if you caught that.
Oh, if you're European, but whatever.
But I think we had a little debate about whether this had a lot of films to choose from or it was hard to choose from, because I thought there was like so many choices. This is one of my favorite years in horror.
Well, these were all great picks.
These 4 are great, but there's I could put up another. Well, Alien, of course, is this year, and Alien is the first R-rated movie my dad would take me back to see, and Amityville Horror was the next one, or inverse depending on the release. But I remember Alien first. Might not have been, but I remember that way. But anyway, so a great year. But let's find out what Chad picked. Which one of these is yours?
I picked Phantasm.
One
of the best movies ever made that you don't know what the hell's going on in it.
And the more you don't know, the better it is.
Yeah, it's true. The tall man, Angus Scrimm is a tall man. The little Jawas running around, the ball. That was the talk of the school, man. Yeah, the ball, man. The ball went in and it like drilled into his head and blood was spurting out. It was cool.
Yeah.
Did you get to see it in 79?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't get to see it in 79. I didn't see it until a couple of years later when it was on HBO. And even HBO only played it after
a certain time, yeah. But this was is a classic movie, and it's gone on to have four sequels, I think, after this.
Oh, I think it's 5 or 6, isn't there?
However many there are.
I think there's 4.
3 or 4 too many.
Well, as the second one, it had a bigger budget, and it was, but as it went along, it unfolded a little bit more of where the tall man came from, and that kind of thing. But this is the bad boy right here. This had so much stuff in there that you were just going, WTF, what,
This is another trailer that got me as well.
Yeah. But it's an experience, that's for sure. I think Doc and I saw it when they came out with the 4K in was it Tennessee when we went to that convention?
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, that's right. They played it. That was a fun convention.
Yeah, it was. So
it's
a classic.
There's those Phantasm 1, 2, 3, and 4, but then there's a Phantasm Ravager,
right?
And the following, this one's animation, Phantasm Extinction. Oh,
yeah. The first 3 are worth watching.
I like all of them, just because it gets stupider and dumber and crazier as it goes. Yeah,
the whole and the Jawas. Now you kind of like, how did they get away with it? But they actually were filming this movie before Jaws came out, because this movie wasn't filmed. It was filmed over a period of time. It was one of those low budget films that, independently produced.
Yeah.
But one of the fun facts about that is that if you look at the hallways in the mausoleum, it's just marble wallpaper. You can see it.
Right.
If you know the fact, it's obvious. If you don't, you don't catch it. But now that I've said that, you'll all see it that way too. All right, let's go for our next pick, and that's from Jeff Mohr. What is your final pick for the 70s from 1979?
Well, Zombie, which we've already talked about quite a bit. Everybody else wanted, and I decided not to offer to retract it. Everybody else did. So you can't. What can I say? There's two scenes that make it totally worthwhile, totally memorable. One is the zombie shark battle underwater,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is the wood piercing the eyeball scene, and everything from there. It's just, I don't know. This is Fulci at
The
full
conquistador
bore.
rising up out of the grave.
Yeah, it's just every
Full force
you can
Fulci.
imagine. Yeah, there you go.
This is the Fulci that lived through the 80s. Every film he did was kind of like this.
Well, the first three, that sort of weird trilogy that isn't really connected, but sort of those are pretty good too.
The Gates of Hell trilogy.
Yeah, and then he's got some Giallo ones that we're going to have to do in the 80s, even if the serial killer talks like Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Then there's the weird one where he was the star in it.
Right.
Really bizarre films.
Yeah.
And this one really takes the zombie monster back to its voodoo roots.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's also a good palate
Good point.
cleanser after all the fast zombies. I like some fast zombie movies, but fast zombies always seem such a contradiction. These things are so slow. If they're any slower, they'd be walking away from you. But they'll still get you in the end. You get
And
tired, they don't.
And Richard Johnson, which we've seen
Great
in a lot of movies. I was thinking my other two possibilities, if you'd have pushed me, were it probably would have been Tourist Trap.
Tourist Trap was a good pick,
but Driller Killer was another one I thought of. Just
Richard Johnson sounds like a made-up Hollywood name.
It does, doesn't it?
Dick Johnson.
Dick Johnson.
You doesn't have to call me Johnson.
Sounds like a made-up name from another part.
Do it that way.
Yeah.
But this also has a wonderfully bleak ending.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but the cinematography is great in this too. There's some gorgeous shots of zombies standing around.
Yeah, it's surprisingly well shot. That kind of these things, especially once a lot of the reputation a lot of these films had were because you could only get them in these grainy dupes, and then you actually get a decent copy all the way back to Night of the Living Dead. The first time I saw an actual restored print of Night of the Living Dead, it's like, oh no, this wasn't supposed to look like crap Vietnam footage. This is a well-produced, well-made, really well-shot, edited film.
Mm-hmm.
It's like looking at the Sistine Chapel being cleaned up.
Yeah.
But gives you that dirty, gritty. I got to take a shower.
Oh yeah, there's worms falling out of this guy's eye.
Yeah.
And
this is one of the few films where wherever you see any talk about this movie or articles or anything, it's always that shot.
It's an iconic zombie. Yeah. He's an iconic zombie.
I'm going to cosplay this one day. I'm going to cosplay as the entire poster. I'm going to stand in a corner at Dragon Con. I'm going to be dressed up in this. I'm going to have the poster and the words behind me and everything. And I want to
be awesome.
Yep. Until I pass out the heat.
I love it. But yeah, this one would have been my pick as well. And I think, Bill, it was your pick.
Yep, it was my pick.
We all had to go shuffling for others. So,
yep.
Bill, what did you shuffle to?
Well, I shuffled off to a movie that begat a series that, in defiance of the laws of God and nature, just kept getting, if not better and better, consistently great. Even as the director, fell into his 80s, and that's Mad Max. Semi sci-fi. I mean, it takes place in the future, but not the far-flung future, like 5 years of bad economy from now future. It's got Mel Gibson. It's Australian. The stunts seemed absolutely, amazing at the time. Of course, they were completely surpassed just a few years later with Road Warrior. And this movie did great in every country on earth except us, to the point where when Road Warrior came out, they couldn't call it Mad Max 2, which is what it is everywhere else, because people are like, what was Mad Max 1? It's like, that's the movie you didn't go see. So they had to retitle it The Road Warrior. And I saw that one before I saw Mad Max. But I had to go back. It's like, what? This is a sequel? Oh, well, I got to find the original. I finally did. It was pretty poorly dubbed.
Well, because they dubbed Bill Gibson.
Yeah, he sounded like Batman. But in fairness, Australians can sometimes be hard to understand, even though, they're not as bad as Scots. If you ever try to watch Train Spotting and you need the subtitles on, because literally the only words you can understand are when they're cussing. Everything else is like, yeah. But this is a great movie. It's got some real moments of horror. It's low budget, but God, the energy is just riveting. You drive away from watching this movie, you're breaking all the speed limits. And then they came back with Road Warrior, which is this times itself. And then, just a few years ago, what was the one before Furiosa? Fury Road. That movie. God, that movie. You're like, am I hallucinating?
All of them is so good.
Is there a guy with a flaming electric guitar while people on pogo sticks and it's like this is madness, and yet it's not CGI. Thank God. Just wonderful stuff. So yeah, Mad Max is a lot of fun. Good stuff, and led to some really great movies.
Yeah,
Furiosa was better than its box office.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Deserved to do better.
And Thunderdome was
Thunderdome.
It kind of pales after Road Warrior for
it does. It does.
But at the same time, it's also known for Tina Turner and the music.
And there's not a man alive who doesn't wish that there wasn't some version of Thunderdome in real life. It's like, can we pull this off? I don't know. It's like there's people who pretend to play Quidditch. It's like, yeah, that's never going to happen. But I think we could build a Thunderdome. I really do think if we put our minds to it, we could.
We don't need another hero.
Yeah.
Great pick. I saw this on HBO maybe I say 100 times. That's exaggerating, but I saw it a lot. And just like toe cutter and all these things, that they would say, and the way the bald boss him would talk and bark at him, and it just, and the eyes bulging before the crash. Right? There's just all these great little things that
does it.
The car itself.
Doesn't this have a bunch of the crashes are speeded up a lot? Like
some of the racing, some of the shots of the cars speeding by are, but it works. It works in the it does work.
They
didn't do it in Thunderdome though. They didn't do that in Thunder. I mean,
no. I just mean in the original. I don't know about Road Warrior.
You could feel the small budget in it. But at the same time, you feel that the result is greater than its budget.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to every one of the movies that George Miller did with Mad Max.
George Miller is one of the great directors of our time.
It's
good
one
range too. You do this and then you do Babe. Like, okay, sure.
It's one of the best revenge films ever.
Oh yes,
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Great pick. All right, for me, I also picked Zombie, so I had to go and look, but there were so many choices. I could have picked. I think I routed off like maybe 20 films before the show that I could have picked, but I went with one that has a distinct memory for a number of reasons, and I'll share with you here now, which is Amityville Horror. And one is that, much like The Stand, this is a book that I read multiple times before the movie even came out, right? I was just like, I love this. This is a great story. I love the story. And I would read it again and again. And then I was so disappointed with the movie. But I've grown to really love this movie since, that need for that expectation from reading the book. And spreading some time between that and watching it, but watching it again, like when we covered it in an early episode. Do you know which episode that was that we covered Amityville Horror? Do you have that in your notes?
I don't have it in my notes, but I'll keep talking and I'll.
But so we covered it, and it just, watching it just felt so satisfying. There's so many great scenes, like the old age scene in the mirror, the pig eyes, of course, glowing eyes, and then the blood walls and everything. Yeah, and of course the flies and the Get Out is is iconic now, right? Get Out is what you think about when you think of not necessarily for God's sake Get Out, but just Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this movie, and of course it was another movie. It was R-rated. When it R-rated? It was R-rated, right? And
Yeah,
my dad took me to that too. So, matter of fact, I think we all went to that one. And I was the only one that knew what anything was about because they had never read the book or heard about it.
I've not seen it in quite a few years. I can't remember. Were the Warrens in this movie at all? Were they represented in the movie?
I think there's a person that represents them, but not actually them. I don't remember them being in it.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm not finding it. There's too many.
Maybe we didn't cover it. Maybe I'm making that up. No, I'm sure we did.
I swear I remember you doing it, but I'm not.
I can go back to my letterbox list and see where it is. There. But anyway.
Yeah, next on 70s.
So I think this is a fantastic list, guys. You all did a wonderful choice in picking out
Thank you very
the
much.
films, and
Thanks.
I think these 40 films, as you corrected me, I don't know where 16 came from, but 40 films are a great list of films for somebody to go in and start checking them off.
So it's interesting to me. So I was just looking through the list, and I'm not sure if I counted it right. This is just me guessing at the movies, but out of the 40 movies, I got 16 that were not made in the U.S. Several Italians. I had several Japanese, Spanish, Australian, British. And then I was just looking at the list for the original. A lot of these were very early. The Incredible Melting Man was number 1. The Legend of Hell House was number 3. The Wicker Man was number 4. I just saw another. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things was number 12. Shockwaves number 16. So I tell you what, dude, I am not seeing Amityville Horror. So
Maybe we haven't covered it. Oh my God! Well,
you've probably been saving it for 10 years, dude.
I've been like, hold on to that puppy. Well, that time is going to come. And now they just announced this week or last week they're going to remake it once again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many of these are there? You may have
one other remake with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
I've not seen it.
It held up.
Oh, with Ryan Reynolds, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's in some ways it's technically better because they have more stuff for it, but it's not as iconic as the images in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might just be time putting that there, but yeah. But the 70s are great, and this is a great list. So we hope you enjoy these films as much as we have. Of course, we could probably do this whole thing again and pick 40 more. If we push
easily.
Oh, yeah.
You guys send us your list of what you.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I mean,
Absolutely.
And, and it can be ones that we picked. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. How could you leave off Fury of the Wolfman? Yeah, it was tough.
So do we want to do? We do have some feedback.
I think we do need to do some feedback. Let's do that, Jeff. What feedback do we have?
It's not Tuesday morning yet.
Yeah, not quite.
Silly boy.
Episode 120. The Beast Must Die. From did somebody pronounce that for me? I could never do it the last time. Abermelon the Mage. Awesome movie. Loved the werewolf break. Yes, indeed. We agreed. So, Chad, episode 192. Let's Scare Jessica to Death from Shelby Hunkler, 9259.
Shelby says, just rewatched this film today and had forgotten how great it is. This is seriously one of the best vampire movies ever made. Or is it a vampire movie? I love how we view the story through the fractured, tortured mind of Jessica.
Perfect. That's what I meant to say when I said I picked it. That was
Yep. That would have been a great thing to say.
Bill, jumping up to more recent. Bill, episode 245, Zardoz.
Something brutal says, if you think about it, The Matrix is basically a remake of Zardoz.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay.
A little more of a budget.
I might have to close one eye.
I got to think about that for a while. Episode 248, Dark August, from the Mad Asgardian Doctor.
All right, I love that name, Mad Asgardian. That's so cool. I love the 70s time capsule. I love this as a 70s time capsule, he says, about Dark August. And don't mind the languid pace. That said, I don't think I've ever managed to stay awake until the end.
There's a ringing endorsement there. Boy, you got to love that.
I'd say he agreed pretty much with all.
We're going to put that on the box cover.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Chad, also on Dark August, Retro Game Man Dan says,
funny how Kim Hunter would play an ape and later star in Argento's Two Evil Eyes, who he himself had made a film with a razor-wielding chimp.
Oh, geez. Why are you
Bill's favorites? Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Way to go, Dan.
Hey, I got to go to sleep in about a half an hour. Come on.
And another one. Episode 249, Time After Time, Retro Game Man Dan.
Who'll be that?
Bill.
Retro Game Man Dan 79 says, I never saw the film, but I heard the Ozzy Osbourne song with the same name. I was thinking Cyndi Lauper, but okay.
Okay, who are the metal folks?
I'm sure there is a version of it that he does.
Yeah, it's probably a deep cut.
Yeah.
Sung by Ozzy Osbourne.
Look at that.
Hey.
And there's an official music video, Time After Time, or Time After
Okay,
Time. I
so-
guess that love is blind. Okay, that's it.
Oh, that's one. Is that what year is that?
I don't see the year on where I'm at here.
Okay.
It's on the No More Tears album. if that
That's
helps.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
Game Man Dan.
Game Man Dan.
Oh, Game Man Dan.
And now I have lost my place. So
Oh,
where is my
Crosby's up
place? All right, Gregory Crosby on Time After Time, and I think we're at Doc.
I think it's me. Yes. Gregory says, one of my favorite films when I was a teenager. This, along with Time Bandits, made me a David Warner fan for life. Not to mention a fan of Nicholas Meyer, especially after Star Wars 2. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. I got fans on both sides throwing eggs at me. I've never gotten the scene where Warner channel surfs through the violence of the 20th century culture and declares, in my time, I was a monster. Here, I am an amateur. Which it feels almost quaint now in the 21st century. Perfect cast, great script. Once you buy into the notion that Wells could have made a time machine, and excellent direction. And I agree 100% there, sir.
Gregory, I just want to point out to you, I did not have Chad read that one, which was it's a big faux pas on my part. But
Oh, yeah, order is order.
We'll create.
How
So,
dare you?
next, Jerry Chandler.
Jerry!
Who really loves this movie, Time After Time, and I think we're at Chad.
I disagree with Bill that it's
Wait,
totally.
say that again. Say that again.
I disagree with Bill.
Oh,
He always says that.
yeah.
Say it again when he says I agree. with
Yeah,
him.
that's right.
I disagree with Bill that it's totally just a McMuffin. That the time machine is built with a key.
That's
I don't know if he's joking there or not.
Or
but
I think he might be.
Yeah. It's built with a key that has to be inserted to prevent it from automatically returning home. HG was smart and he explained the key to his house guests that night. It was a safety feature. If the pilot was injured or incapacitated in flight and wasn't able to insert the key, the machine returns home. I mean, yes, it was a plot device and then some, but give them some credit. It's a feature that actually makes sense for such a device. You don't want to be found helpless and unconscious in the far past or an unknown future. They actually put thought into it, why it would be there.
Yeah, you make a compelling case, but no.
I'm going to buy it.
I buy it.
This is one of my longtime favorites. I saw it when it first ran on the movie channel way back in the day and instantly became a huge fan. Time travel plots typically suffer a plethora of issues, nice word,
Big word,
that stick out like a giant neon sign with repeat viewing.
What is
this one largely holds together. The writing is strong. I love the characters for the reasons Bill highlighted. They don't act stupid to get the plot moving forward throughout the film. They're all smart, and there's only the occasional bit of stupid, sort of like around here, that could be just as easily written off as stress and exhaustion, leading to a poor decision-making moment. And you have 3 amazing performances by 3 incredible performers who seem to have been working off of each other wonderfully. I saw David Warner and Malcolm McDowell at DragonCon some years back. They did a Time After Time reunion panel that's out there on YouTube, and as a hoot to watch.
Okay, well, I gotta find that. Yeah.
And I'm one of the people loudly laughing and clapping in that audience. But more importantly, I got to meet each of them briefly throughout the con, touching on something you all talked about. When you talked to them individually, talk to just one of them without the other one around, they were constantly praising the other's work on that film. They talk about it as all 3 principal performers were extremely generous in their scenes and trying to give the others whatever they needed to elevate everyone's performance. Having heard so many cast horror stories over the years, it's really nice to have a film I love so much where the stories by the cast and crew are all so positive. I just wish the film had a bigger fan base than it does these days. Love the discussion, guys. Thanks, Jerry.
Appreciate it, Jerry. And, I think he actually, I can't remember if he posted it on social media and tagged us or if he shared it in a messenger with us, but the link for that YouTube. And I watched it. It's really good and it's really funny. That's where I got the stuff about, I don't know if you remember me mentioning Corey Feldman, what they each said. Yeah, that was kind of, anyway, they're great. And they're just jabbing each other the whole time. And it's hilarious. Y'all should look that up. And I got something I want to bring up that I've put off for a long time. And since we're so long, who cares? We got a email like about a month ago from a gentleman named Scott that said, I've been looking around who might have interest in checking out the restoration job I did of this film. I guess that you've already done a podcast about it. The usefulness may be minimal, but I was in the middle of working on it while you guys were producing the podcast episode. It's like, he's not doing it commercially. He just did it for his own personal uses so he could have a decent version to watch. And he shared it with me. So if any of I don't want to share it with the viewers, although there's no DVD or Blu-ray out there, so I can't imagine anybody suing you. But and it's a huge file. Yeah. But I need to sit down and watch the whole thing. I kind of skimmed through it and watched some of it, and it is quite a bit better than what's available out there. But I wanted to thank Scott for that.
What was the film? Did I miss it?
A Cold Night's Death. I'm sorry.
Cold Night's Death.
Ah.
Yeah. Which, if there's one thing where maybe AI could really do some good, here it is. Fix up these terrible copies that we have. And great. Interesting.
He used he actually says that I used a licensed AI software and it helped quite a bit. They're used the AI routines are used on a scene by scene basis. This is not a commercial thing. I'm not even comfortable posting it to YouTube. Who needs to be in legal trouble? So I hope I didn't. Maybe I'll change it to, here's a letter from our listener, Scott.
Give his name, address, and phone
number. Cut his last name off here. But that was very nice of him to share that.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I was speaking of restoration real quick before we head out of here. If somebody took all the photos that are available for London After Midnight and made AI make it all
I have thought about that.
Because they had that one film that was basically just narrated over top of the stills, right? So
yeah.
I
think part of the problem, and I've heard this because unless somebody finds a copy, we'll never know, is that supposedly the vampire Lon Chaney, when he walked around, he was doing that that thing that Groucho Marx did. And Groucho Marx was actually doing Lon Chaney.
Oh, really?
Where he got that stooped over where he, and if you watch it now, it looks funny. Since none of us have gotten to see, we'll be laughing at it because we think that he's doing the thing that was actually doing him.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't care. I would love to see that movie.
I keep thinking
Somebody please find that movie.
somewhere there's a collector that actually has it and he's just hoarding it. Like, I'm the only one that can watch this. It just seems crazy that so popular a movie was allowed to dwindle to nothing, but I guess that's what. But this was fun, guys.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Well,
had a great time.
We hope you enjoyed all this and stuck around for the 2 hour to almost 2.5 hours that we did this. I knew it was going to be long, but but thank you so much for being with us for 250 episodes. We'd love to hear from you. Jeff, how's the best way to do that?
Best way is to leave comments on the Gruesome Magazine YouTube channel, but you can also send an email to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com or go to our Gruesome Magazine's H&R and DOH podcast Facebook group and make comments. But the first two are probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now we start our second half of the 200s, and we are heading into a film that we may have discussed tonight. Jeff, what film is that?
Someone's Watching Me, the Carpenter film from 1978. So
it's time. We're going to do it.
Well, I'm thinking Carpenter. We're getting close to Halloween. Let's keep moving that direction.
All right. Let's do it. And then let's also say we'll give the starting date for our coverage of the Night Gallery on our Patreon by that episode. So
okay,
stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. With that, let's get out of here. I think Bill has to go to bed. And Chad and I have to eat. So I don't know what Jeff has to do. It's still afternoon for Jeff. No,
I have to
continue
figure
his retirement activities.
there you go.
Well, dude. All right. Someday I'll send you.
Tell us after. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I really, really greatly appreciate you all being a part of this. 250 episodes is nothing to sneeze at.
It wasn't.
Very amazing that we've done that. So with
Been
that,
fun so far.
let's say goodnight.
Night, everybody.
Good evening.
Adios.
Gruesome Magazine.